Former President Saleh meets with GBC members. Six wounded by Saudi raids on Saada and Hajjah. Saudi warplanes launch heavy attacks on several government raids. Good evening and welcome to Yemen Today's News. I'm Ali Nasser al-Khamri. Former President of Yemen, President of General People's Congress, Ali Abdullah Saleh, chaired a meeting of GBC's General Committee and its representatives in the Supreme Political Council and the Parliament, as well as leaders of the National Alliance parties. Here is a report.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللقاء لقاء تنظيمي.
The former President of Yemen, President of General People's Congress, Ali Abdullah Saleh, highlighted some critical points about local issues and regional ones, that is, ending Saudi aggression politically and by debate. Parliament is the legislature in Yemen. It is the real legislative authority. Consultative Assembly, known as Shura Council, should take their responsibilities and hold meetings despite the absence of the Council President. Deep thanks to journalists and writers, especially those who do not show up on TV. Words have power, and journalists are no less important than men at fighting fronts defending our country. Media belongs to all factions of Yemeni community. It does not belong to a party but to all state institutions. Path to victory is too long. There is no need in bothering ourselves about 2 years and a few months. Yemen resisted once from 1962 to 1970. 17 of biggest countries in the world are against Yemen. Saudi Arabia and Gulf money buys the stand of other countries. Yemen is not against people in Egypt, Sudan, Jordan, Mauritania, Morocco, Somalia and Djibouti. However, Yemen is against the regimes of the countries which ally to kill our children, women and people and to destruct Yemen infrastructure. Yemen will sue these regimes. It has been declared many times by GPC President Ali Abdullah Saleh that a political solution is the only way to end aggression on Yemen. General People's Congress, Ansarullah and all parties in Yemen will come to debate with Saudi Arabia face-to-face in Sana'a, Riyadh or Dhahran al-Janub. After end of aggression, lift of the blockade and Yemen from Security Council Chapter 7 resolution, General People's Congress, Ansarullah and all parties in Yemen will come to debate with Saudi Arabia face-to-face in Sana'a, Riyadh or Dhahran al-Janub. After end of aggression, lift of the blockade and Yemen from Security Council Chapter 7 resolution. Yemeni people do not approve 2216 resolution because it's a war decision approved by only the 17 countries. Region system or federal state of Yemen is not approved and considered as treason against Yemen. Many thanks to the people of the South for their resisting against Gulf colony. GPC President Ali Abdullah Saleh gave up the authority to prevent bloodshed while Hadi is destructing everything in Yemen for it.
Citizens were injured by a new Saudi wave of airstrikes on Saada Governorate north of Yemen. Enemy's jet fighters launched 4 raids on Al-Atfin area at Qanat Directorate. In a previous time, Yemen Today's correspondent confirmed that Al-Sabhan of Baqam district was targeted by 5 air raids, leaving 3 wounded. Saudi air raids also killed hours ago 2 citizens by targeting their house in Baqam district. Earlier, the Saudi jet fighters attacked with 2 strikes Al-Buqa area of Qanat district, caused damages to private properties. 3 citizens were injured by Saudi raids on Hajjah Governorate northwest of Yemen. Our correspondent there reported that the Saudi warplanes targeted Midi coastal area with 4 air strikes, injuring 3 citizens. During the last hours, Medi and Harad districts both were raided heavily by the enemy's jet fighters among intensive flights over the area. And previously, Saudi warplanes targeted with 2 air raids Al-Jar area of Abs district. Saudi Air Forces launched 3 raids on Jarban area in Sanhan district south of Sana'a governorate. The raid caused damages in citizens' homes and panic among women and children. The Saudi fighters also launched a raid on Nuqum area east of Sana'a. In Taiz governorate, Saudi warplanes retargeted Mawza district with 4 airstrikes hours after targeting the same area with 6 raids. The Saudi warplanes also have launched 3 air raids on Al-Hamili region of Mocha district. And in previous time, they launched heavy bombardment on several directorates. Saudi warplanes targeted with several strikes Hudaida coastal governorate. Local sources there confirmed that Hoka coastal district was hit by 4 airstrikes on different areas among intensive flying. Hoka have been targeted by Saudi warplanes several times before by heavy attacks that caused damages to public and private properties. Saudi military aircraft targeted a citizen's vehicle in Sirwah district of Marib governorate. Media sources reported that the Saudi air raids attacked Habab Valley in Sirwah, destroying citizens' vehicle. On the other hand, the Saudi paid mercenaries shelled with artillery and rockets people's properties in several areas of Sirwah district, causing severe damages. Crime against humanity committed by Saudi aggression, and among those who suffer from these crimes are kidney failure patients. Here is a report.
Crimes against humanity committed by Saudi aggression caused various sufferings on top of the health sector, which represented in lack of necessary needs of medical equipment and cure for the patient of kidney failure. As the Ministry of Health spokesman said in his declaration that more than 5,000 of kidney failure patients suffers from the lack of medical equipment and medicines, the same as diabetes and cancer patients. I came to this hospital for dialysis, but we found no presence of medicines and lack of necessary equipment for kidney failure patients due to Saudi aggression siege on seaport and the airport, which prevents access of the cures to hospital. The World Health Organization warned of collapse the health sector in Yemen for many reasons, represented in the unjust siege on both in Yemeni seaport and the airport, which don't allow the access of medicines and medical equipment for the hospitals. Many kidney failure patients appeal to the United Nations for help to stop the unjust siege and allow the access of necessary needs for kidney failure patients. Wael is one of the patients of kidney failure. He made his surgical process, but it failed because of the necessary medical equipment due to the unjust war imposed by the Saudi aggression on Yemen, which badly affected on success of his surgical process. I am suffering of kidney failure, and for 5 years I take my session of dialysis without any troubles, but when the Saudi aggression launched its war in Yemen, our health situation increased worsening day by day because of shortage of cures and present difficulty for access the needed medical equipment to hospital due to the unjust siege imposed on Yemen by Saudi aggression. In spite of all these crimes against humanity, we find the whole world and the international community insist to turn a blind eye on such atrocities, which represents a green light to Saudi aggression to continue its war and siege on Yemeni people.
Military leaders of the occupation authorities in Aden declared that they were not responsible for what would happen to the participants in the Empty Valleys March. The march, which was launched from Taiz on May 1st, arrived in front of the government compound in Shemetin on its way to Aden, condemning the starvation policies pursued by pro-Saudi powers against the citizens Hadi earlier asked the participants to stop marching, promising that Bin Dagr would respond to their demands. It is noteworthy that the security pelt of the occupation forces had warned participants in the march from entering Aden days after the deportation of hundreds of vendors from the city of Aden on the pretext of belonging to the northern regions. Security agencies, in cooperation with the Public Health and Population Office in Taiz Governorate, have stopped 9 truckloads of expired and near-expiration medicines. The shipments belong to World Health Organization and sent to the Governorate as medical aid to help the citizens there. The official authorities have seized the shipments and informed the donors of the incident. It's worth to be mentioned that a couple of days ago, World Food Programming has sent shipments of expired food to Aden port. The shipment contained 32,000 metric tons of wheat, enough to feed 2.5 million of people in 1 month. And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to the headlines. Former President Saleh meets with GBC members. Six wounded by Saudi raids on Sada and Hajjah. Saudi warplanes launch heavy attack on Sifar government raids. Thanks for watching and good night.